The military will pay you up to $3,000 a month extra just to take a job nobody else wants, and hardly anyone knows to ask for it. It is one of the most flexible tools in the whole pay system, and one of the least talked about. And there is a reason most troops never see a dime of it, one that comes down to a list you have probably never looked at.
Emma, the shape of it is this. It is called Assignment Incentive Pay, AIP, and it is the military's pressure valve. When a job is hard to fill, remote, dangerous, or just deeply unpopular, the services attach cash to it to get people to raise their hands. It is pure supply and demand. When volunteers dry up for a spot, the price to fill it quietly goes up.
Today we break down what it pays, who it is really for, the honest catch, and exactly how you would go about getting it.
And it is genuinely serious money. We are talking up to $3,000 a month by law, stacked right on top of your regular pay for the same job you would be doing anyway, just in a place or a role the military is desperate to fill. Training a replacement for a hard billet is expensive and slow, so paying you to stay or go is often the cheaper option for the service.
But here is the part that surprises people. It is not a benefit everyone gets. It is a targeted tool. The military turns it on for specific assignments and specific specialties, and turns it off the moment they have enough volunteers. So the same assignment can pay a bonus one year and nothing the next, depending entirely on how badly they need bodies.
Which means it is almost always tied to volunteering. You usually have to raise your hand, take the hard tour, or extend where they need you, and that is what unlocks the pay. Sit back and wait, and it never finds you.
So here is the question I keep coming back to. Could there be up to $3,000 a month attached to an assignment you would consider anyway, sitting on a list you have never once checked? Real money for the hard jobs hidden behind a list most people never open. There are free guides at military.professorerica.com. Now let us bring in some help and put dollars on it. One thing before the next part, and then we move right on. If any of this is clicking, tap that like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for the next one. It takes a second, it costs nothing, and it helps more than you would think. Professor Osei is joining us at the desk to help put real numbers on this, because the amounts genuinely surprise people. Let us start with one concrete example.
Emma, walk them through the Korea case, because that is the one with public figures. So take South Korea, a place the army works hard to keep staffed. A soldier in a critical shortage specialty who volunteers to extend their tour there has been offered around $5,000 for that one-year extension, and other under-strength jobs around $3,600. It sits far from home, on a demanding rotation, so the army has long leaned on incentive pay to keep the right specialties there.
Lewis, that is real cash for a decision plenty of people would make anyway.
Exactly. If you were open to staying another year, that is thousands of dollars for essentially the same tour. And where AIP is paid monthly instead, the law caps it at $3,000 a month, which over a year is a very large number. Stack that on top of base pay, housing, and any overseas allowances, and a single hard tour can move your annual income meaningfully. For a lot of soldiers, that is the easiest raise they will ever get in uniform.
And here is the honest piece I would add. It is taxable. Unless you earn it in a combat zone, that $5,000 is regular taxable income, so some is withheld up front. It is still a strong deal, but plan your budget around what lands after tax, not the headline figure.
So the real number in your pocket is a bit smaller, but still very much worth it. Next, the part that decides whether any of this applies to you. So the obvious question is, does any of this actually apply to you? And this is where AIP is very different from a normal allowance.
Emma, this is the part people get wrong, so lay out how the targeting really works.
Happy to. AIP is not something you just qualify for by being in the military. It is bolted onto specific things. a specific location, a specific job, a specific specialty that the service is struggling to keep filled. If your situation is not on that list, there is simply no AIP to collect. That is the single biggest misunderstanding about it. People assume it is a rank or a time in service reward when it is really a shortage reward.
So it is really about being the right person in the right shortage.
Precisely. Usually that means a critical or understrength specialty, the jobs the military cannot keep enough people in. And it almost always requires an action from you, volunteering for the hard assignment, or extending a tour where they need bodies. It rewards saying yes to something most people say no to. The harder and less popular the billet, the more the service is usually willing to put on the table to fill it.
And it is not forever.
It is not. This is the honest catch. The moment the military solves its shortage, has enough volunteers or reshuffles its priorities, that incentive can be reduced or switched off entirely. So it is real money, but it is conditional money tied to a need that can change.
So the smart move is to check the current list rather than assume. If AIP only exists while a shortage does, how would you even know it is on the table for you? Professor Osei, let me hand you the practical question. Say someone wants this pay, what do they actually do?
It is refreshingly simple, and it is 3 steps. Find out if your job is on the list, volunteer for the assignment that carries the pay, and sign up through your personnel shop. That is really the whole path.
Emma, walk them through those 3 because knowing where to go saves people months.
Gladly. Step 1. Check the current AIP list for your branch and your specialty, because it changes. Step 2. If there is a hard-to-fill assignment or a tour extension that carries the pay, volunteer for it. Step 3. Take it to your unit personnel office, the S1, and get the paperwork started. Your S1 can also tell you whether an incentive is current, pending, or about to expire, which is information you cannot get by guessing.
And if their job is not on the list right now?
Then it is not a no forever, it is a not right now. These lists shift with the military's needs, so a specialty that pays nothing today can carry thousands next year. The move is to keep checking, especially before you make an assignment decision anyway.
And that is the mindset I would leave people with. Do not chase a bad assignment purely for the money, but if you were already open to the hard tour, let this pay reward the yes you were going to give. That is exactly who it is built for. The worst outcome is taking a miserable assignment only for the cash, and the best is getting paid extra for a choice that already made sense for you.
Professor Osei, thank you. That line, let it reward the yes you were already going to give, is exactly the right way to think about it.
Glad to help.
So check the list, volunteer where it pays, and go see your S1. If this helped you spot money hiding in a hard assignment, like the video and subscribe. It genuinely helps us keep making these. Here's what I want you sitting with after this. How many troops took the hard tour anyway and never once asked whether it came with a check? Up to $3,000 a month for the jobs nobody wants, but only if you check and volunteer. Look up your list this week. I am Jasmine, and we will see you in the next one. One conversation at the S1 could turn an assignment you were already weighing into a paid one.